Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Just the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys 3 Jokers Wave Batman. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other content that I put out, please remember giving them a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, and it really helps the channel grow. With all that out of the way, guys, once again, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys 3 Jokers Wave Batman. Now, this guy definitely looks cool. However, he does have some letdowns, and we will definitely get into that. But before we get into that, why don't we go ahead and take a look at everything that this guy comes with. So, being a typical DC McFarlane Toys toy, he does come with the DC McFarlane Toys base right there with the DC logo stamped in on it, as well as a trading card. There's the front, and here's the back. You can pause the video if you want to read that. But he does also come with one other accessory, and that's another one of my gripes with him, but we will get to that in a sec. First, why don't we go ahead and pull him forward so we can go ahead and pull his grapple gun or grapnel gun out of his hand, however you guys want to pronounce it. It's however you guys want to pronounce it. I kind of tend to change the way I pronounce things sometimes. I'll be honest. Sometimes it sounds better one way than the other. But anyways, he does have a grapnel launcher right here as an accessory. I kind of do like the way he has this, where it's kind of like a wired thing and it's kind of just there. However, I do wish there was a way to remove this from the actual grapnel gun and you know, just attach it to his waist or just put it in his hand, because here he always has to be pointing it up and ready to fire, because if you point it downward, it's just going to look like he misfired his grapnel gun. So yeah, but other than that, it is a nicely done grapnel gun. Even though I've read the 3 Jokers comic, I cannot for the life of me know or remember if this is the exact model grapnel launcher that they use in the comic, but I'll just take Todd's word for it and go ahead and say yes. Although I don't even think they use the grapnel launcher in the comic. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to reread it. But yeah, guys, that is it in terms of accessories and extra stuff that comes with this Batman. And like I said, that's kind of a bit of one of my gripes that I have with this figure, because as you saw, he comes with one C-grip hand and one punching hand right here. So it's like, I really wish he would have at least included an extra right hand as a punching hand, so that way, you know, you can actually, you know, have Batman square up instead of looking like, you know, one hand's open and one hand's actually fisted and ready to fight. Although I guess from right here it kind of looks like it's still fisted up, so I guess that kind of defeats the gripe. But it still would have been nice for them to pack in an extra hand for him to at least have 2 fisted hands. But yeah, another bit of a gripe with this figure is that the neck and cowl is all one piece. So the head and the neck, it's all one piece. So when you rotate it, it just rotates this way. It rotates this way. We'll definitely look at it in articulation, but I just wanted to show you guys that there's no separation between the neck and the head right here in the cowl. It's all one piece. So yeah. My other gripe with this figure is that I feel like Todd is starting to go back to his old ways. And what I mean by that is that he is really going back to making statues and not figures. All those side eyes he's giving us, but not just that. The way this guy comes packaged and is posed in the promotional art and even sculpted, it's kind of like he's meant to be posed up in a certain way this way. The wrinkles in the suit kind of give that off, and also when you line up his abs, I just feel like the body is just off. It's just off. It's lined up and straight, but not, because it's not meant to be straight up. You know, it's supposed to have a slight twist in it and make it look like that. Also, mine has a slightly off bat symbol. It's not as bad as it looked in the box when he was posed up, and I'm sure if I do this and, you know, turn his head this way, it essentially fixes the issue. So not too big of a gripe, but yeah, you know, QC issues, Todd, QC issues. But other than that, it is a nice sculpt and it is a nice representation of Batman. However, I'm not really digging this diaper thing on him on this figure. This one is just really stands out, and you can totally tell it's a softer plastic than all the other pieces on this guy. So yeah, as much as I love the comic and I love this version of Batman, I don't love this figure, guys. I'll be honest. I am happy to add him to my shelf in my collection, don't get me wrong. However, further than the review picks, I don't think I'll be taking many picks of this guy. Like I said, I feel like Todd is just going backwards and just returning to his roots of creating statuesque figures. And so this guy is going to basically be that, and he's going to be posed up on my shelf and just basically not move from there, until, I don't know, I clean or something. But after I do the review picks, I highly doubt I'll be using this Batman, which sucks because it is a beautiful Batman sculpt and everything. It's just, there's just too many issues with the way that this figure is aesthetically made. Like I said, he has to be twisted in a certain way and all this other stuff. I mean, I may be able to fit him into some toy photography, but I'll be honest, since I've gone into Mezco, I've kind of just not wanted to use McFarlane Toys for my Batman toy photography. I would much rather use Mezco figures, but that's just me. But if Mezco's not your thing, or you just don't want to get into Mezcos and these guys are your thing, then I do feel a little bit sorry for you, because like I said, I feel like Todd is starting to make them look like statues again. He started off really good, they were very good figures. Now he's starting to hit us with that side eye, and like I said, with this one, it's sculpted like he should be turned this way, and when you do it, it actually lines up better, and it actually looks a lot better, just aesthetically wise, versus when you have them like this. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. You can't line the abs up, it seems like, because they're supposed to be twisted. So it's just a very odd sculpt in that sense right here in this midsection. And I think it's also the fact that the bat symbol is slightly off. But what are you going to do? Not every toy is going to be perfect. So with that being said, guys, well, before we go ahead and take a look at the articulation, let me go ahead and turn him around to the back so we can take a look at the cape that he comes with. It doesn't drape all the way down to his feet, thankfully, so it doesn't interfere with him standing or anything. However, it does just kind of look like someone went and pinched the sides of the cape like this and went, okay, that's the cape. So it is what it is, but like I said, at least it doesn't drape all the way to the feet, so it doesn't hinder the articulation or the standing ability of this figure, much like some of the other Batman figures that have long capes. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move into articulation. So like I said, his head and neck are one single piece, so he can turn all the way to the right, all the way to the... Whoops, sorry guys, I didn't realize he was out of frame. He can turn all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and it's just not straight. He has to turn his head upwards because it's that whole head and neck dual piece, but you do still get some down action right there, as well as basically just looking back up at you. But yeah, so I just am not a fan of this head and neck combo piece, so I really hope they don't continue this going forward. I don't like it in Mezco's, I don't like it in McFarlane's. That's just me. So looking at his arm articulation, he does go all the way out to a T-pose. You do get 360 rotation at the shoulder, as well as a butterfly joint right there, which is very slight, but you do get one. You do get rotation at the bicep, double hinge elbow, so you can curl in that much. Rotation at the wrist, up and down, in and out, hinging whichever way that ball pin is facing. You do get rotation at the upper torso right there, as well as the lower torso right there. And when you take a look at his leg articulation, he can do the full split, so he can definitely join the cheerleading squad. We're looking at how far he can kick out. He can kick out that far. He can kick back that far. And he does come with double hinge knees, which allow him to kick back that much. And last but not least, we could go ahead and take a look at his ankle articulation, which does come with a ball rocker joint, as well as articulation upwards that way, downwards, and of course, toe articulation. So that is all the articulation for this Batman. So all in all, guys, my overall thoughts, ratings, feelings on this Batman is, am I happy to add him to my collection? Yes. Am I happy with the way he looks aesthetically in terms of being able to use him for toy photography? No, because like I said, unless you pose him up in certain angles, I feel like he's not going to look too good, you know, so, but maybe I'm wrong, you know, I've yet to take the review pics for this guy, so who knows, maybe when I go to take the review pics, that totally changes my mind. I always try to take the review pics prior to doing my review, but sometimes I don't have the time during the day. This is one of those cases. I got through a little bit of toy photography today, but this one was definitely one that I missed, so it did suffer in that sense. But like I said, overall, just in messing with him here and posing him and stuff, it seems like he has to be in a specific stance, in a specific turn stance. But overall, the sculpt, the build is still amazing, and I absolutely love this figure, and I am glad to add him to my collection despite all those gripes, because hey, it's another Batman at the end of the day, and it's another good-looking Batman. So, with that being said, guys, join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. As well as join me every Wednesday on Instagram at CoolFigurez for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will go live every Wednesday with a new guest, so you don't want to miss. We talk toy photography, toys, all sorts of things, so go ahead and check it out. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics I took of this guy. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. VRare Store, check them out, guys.